In August of 2006, Paul Levy, who was then the CEO for Beth Israel Deaconess Medical Center, read in a New York Times article that there were very few CEOs who ran their own blogs. So he decided to start one of his own, in the hopes that he could provide a more transparent look at Beth Israel. He also helped coin the term blog rally when, in 2008, he and other bloggers joined forces to promote a social justice issue of how to discuss end-of-life care with your loved ones. And the project was called Engage with Grace, the One Slide Project. In 2011, Levy stepped down as the CEO of Beth Israel, but he has still kept the blog alive, except now instead of the title being Running a Hospital, it's now called Not Running a Hospital.
There were mixed reactions to my starting the blog in the hospital. The higher people were up in the organization, the more nervous they were about it. Our general counsel, for example, was kind of nervous. What if you say something wrong? And I said, well, I say things wrong all the time to reporters and to the public in speeches. The advantage of a blog is if you say something wrong and someone points it out, you can fix it right away. You don't have to wait for the next news cycle. And I said the other thing, compared to doing an interview with a reporter where your comments are going to be edited and sometimes taken out of context, or even doing an op-ed where what you write is going to be edited, this is my words.
Paul has, as we were saying before, he's been very transparent in the use of his blog for a variety of different purposes. Causes that he wants to advance, or issues that he's dealing with in management, or was dealing with in management at the hospital, and been able to effect change both within the medical center and beyond as a result of his blogging. And that sort of shows up the power of the blog and the reach of the blog. Certainly being out there blogging as the CEO of a Boston teaching hospital gives you the sort of platform that not everybody has.
I think the way to think about social media is it's just a tool. It's funny, people used to ask me, how much time do I spend doing the blog or on Facebook or whatever? It's kind of like saying to somebody, how much time do you spend on the telephone? It's just a tool. So just like a telephone or meeting with people in a meeting, you use it for different purposes at different times. I use Twitter as my librarian. I follow about 170 people who read interesting articles. They post links to those articles, and then I follow their links, so I don't have to follow the articles anymore because I know they are.
So I met Paul through some work that I was doing with Beth Israel, and he was just an incredibly dynamic leader, and I had a lot of respect for the real change he brought around that community and the focus on transparency, and how many worried that would make the employees, the care providers at the hospital nervous, and it didn't. He conceptualized is he would ask all of his blogger friends, and we would ask those that we knew, that from the Wednesday night before Thanksgiving through Sunday, they would post on Engage with Grace and Engage with Grace only. And it caused the uptick that first year. I think we had well over 100 blogs. Probably 30% of them were not healthcare centric. And it took the mission outside the walls of the traditional healthcare system and out into real life, which is exactly what Engage with Grace was trying to do. And that was his brainchild. I wish I could take credit for it. I can't.